Welcome back to Absolutely Marvel-Land DC, a channel where I sit down with my buddies in a podcast-style format. We do discussions about shows that are on Netflix, Hulu, WB, HBO Max. We do superhero stuff and non-superhero stuff. We talk about the shows, the movies, philosophical discussions, rumors, and trailers. And if you want to be a part of that absolute army, join the Absolute Armada. Nice. Come on over to this channel by hitting subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. Dan threw me off by saying nice, but I got back on track.
I know. Sorry, but the Absolute Armada. Come on, guys. You definitely want to be a part of that. How cool does that sound?
Anyway, I went ahead and looked up the information about this episode before we even started, Dan. So the episode is actually episode 7 of Young Justice, and there's going to be 26 episodes. So we have plenty to look forward to. This is the 3rd episode in this little saga. It looks like we're going to get 4 episodes per chapter, I guess.
Okay.
Because this one's not a cliffhanger again.
Okay, I like that. I'm actually very okay with that. I'm kind of liking the style that a lot of shows are going in right now, where they are doing that little, here's a 3 to 4 episode arc. Here's another 3 to 4 episode arc. Like it, I like it. I like the pacing. So.
No, I do too. And I do want to say before we get into a little bit, this is just the 3rd episode in the series, so we're not really going to give you a background as to what happened, because at this point you're either watching the show or you're not watching the show. But this episode is great, but they keep doing this thing that irritates me. They're hyping up things that aren't happening. Mm-hmm. But it sounds so cool. So there's a scene in here where Oracle dials in and she's like, if you need the Bat family, they're a little busy with a Penguin and Two-Face turf war. But if you need them, we can get them. And it's like, where's that episode? I want to watch that episode.
Right. What if, hold up, what if that is them foreshadowing the next little 4-episode arc, which is going to be the turf war?
Maybe, or they're setting up another show.
Or another show. Either way, I want to watch the turf war.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then they even do something really cool. Like they go and they show us like I didn't realize it was the past at first, because I guess I looked away when they did like before. They do like a flashback sequence. And at first I thought it was the turf war, but then it's just the Joker ranting about no one told him. And he's like, they told the Riddler. They told the Riddler. And Batgirl swinging around. And I was very confused until I realized it was a flashback.
I did like that bit because they touch on the... was it last season or the season before when they are on the Injustice League? It's all the villains, and it turns out that they were just like covering up for like the light or something. I think that was season 2, maybe. But either way, I liked that they did do a little bit of a flash callback to that. And
I was actually shocked that this episode shows how Barbara ended up in the wheelchair. Like we all assumed it was the usual Joker thing. I don't remember if that episode was an episode.
Oh, I didn't realize that that's what was going on. I thought she just got cut by Orphan, and the whole thing was that she was bleeding out and was going to
maybe that's the case, but since the cut was across her back and the lower spine, I thought that was supposed to be the scene here.
Okay, I might have looked at it wrong, or you look... Either way.
I'm pulling it up while we keep talking. The purple right now is the HBO Max going up.
Because I thought she got cut across her abdomen.
I thought it was across the back,
like,
lower part of the back.
I thought she was like, no, and dove like this, and then got cut.
I thought she
like
dove
this.
but came around backside. Like
she was like, oh, I did a flip. Classic, classic Bat family.
Bat family flip. I'm going to it right now. So, but let's go to the other scene. One thing that I was actually very excited about and I liked. So I assumed the traitor, because that's the other big moment from this episode. I assumed the traitor was not going to be Vandal Savage's daughter. Because like she has no arm and she has she looks injured. And if she was, it was going to be one of those like, oh, well, I've been manipulating, but we cut my arm off. That when they showed it as the glamour, I'm like, oh, that was so clever.
It was very clever. I was expecting that. I was expecting her to be the undercover one. I wasn't expecting it to be a glamour spell. I was actually expecting something a little more gruesome, of something like a robotic arm was in there, or like a gun was in there or something, and like it popped out and all of a sudden she's got like this robotic arm.
Right.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
I've got the scene. Orphan leaps at her and Batgirl takes the blade. Yeah, it's across her backside.
Oh, is it? Yep. Oh, okay. I didn't realize
that's
how they were doing it.
State, at least if they did, I didn't catch it, but they don't explicitly state that it caused her to be paralyzed.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be a fun way to link her to Orphan. I'm like, that's a cool little way to do it.
That would be a cool way, yeah.
Yeah. So I was right. You were wrong, Dan. I want everyone in the chat to go, Dan was wrong and Ben was right. I want everyone to do that for me. Thank you.
It's fair. That's fair. I was wrong. I was.
But yeah, no, the episode itself, I really enjoyed this one. I like how it tied Oracle in more tightly to what's going on. We got to see a lot of the past. We got the Vandal Savage daughter reveal. I also liked the constant one-up. It was like, well, it's 2 against 1.
Yes.
Well, now it's 4 against 2. Well, now it's 3 against 3. Like,
yeah. I was actually just thinking of that bit because I really like that as well, where they're you're seeing who's on whose side. You're like, oh God, there's the turn. Oh man, there's the other person coming back. Oh my God, it's a family reunion.
Yeah, I liked that little bit, and I also liked this whole mission of saving Oracle. I mean, Orphan, not Oracle.
Yeah.
Orphan.
I'm actually really enjoying this Orphan arc. I hope we get like maybe more of her backstory. Like I want more of Orphan, and I'm really hoping that this is kind of their testing the waters, seeing if the fans do want more Orphan, setting up the character so that they can use her otherwise. But I really hope that this isn't like, hey, look, it's Orphan. We rescued Orphan. Now she's just a character in the background. I'm really hoping that's not going to be the case. I hope
kind
she
of what
becomes...
they did with Spoiler. Spoiler's just Stephanie's in the background, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Spoilers on the show.
Exactly. She makes a comment every now and then, but like Orphan's just such a great character. I like the look that they've given her. I like how they're setting up the character. I'm really interested to see where all this like
she's
Lady
also a cheap
Shiva
character
stuff.
to have on a show.
What was that?
She's also a cheap character to have on a show.
Yes, you don't have to draw like a mouth moving for talking. You don't even have to pay a voice actor.
I mean, the show seems to try and avoid that already.
Yeah.
So
she's literally like you don't have to do facial expressions because she's got the mask that you can't even see anything.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I really, really enjoyed this episode. I felt like this really made me go, yes, we are finally back in the rhythm of Young Justice, of them doing superhero things, doing Young Justice things, and I don't have to worry about this weird thing or that weird thing.
So I did want to ask you this, because at first I was like, oh, they shouldn't have done the Martian arc initially, but how do you feel about this running thread now where they're trying to figure out what happened to Superboy? Mm-hmm. Why was there kryptonite? What's going on?
Right.
Because that mystery is still going, as proven by Magan doing her search.
Mm-hmm. I felt like I'm interested to see what it's like in the background. I think it's a cool little idea, but I do feel like I'm not sure how I feel about the way that they're going about it because of the fact that we just had Connor disappear 3 episodes ago. I don't believe we saw Magan in the past 2 episodes.
If we have, it was one of those me looking away for a second and coming back.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden it's her back on Mars yelling at her brother and being like, where is he? What did you do? Which I really enjoyed that scene, but that should have been in episode 5 because there's been too much downtime that kind of the oomph of that moment is gone.
I found it weird because I didn't even realize there was a continued search. I didn't
too.
realize they were still looking into anything. I thought like, okay, that's done. Like I figured Magan was already on her way back, which is how this episode ends. They're on their way back. But I figured that was where they were this whole time. She's going to come back at the end of this arc. And then just to have that scene get peppered in there, I was like, wait, we're still looking into this? Like I thought he was dead.
it was just kind of like that was very abrupt to bring back into the front only for like a minute long scene as well. And like just the emotion in Magan didn't fit that long of a gap. It should have been in episode 5. It should have been while they're trying to figure out who's the mole, who isn't the mole. Then we go back to Mars, set that up. We come back to it later. But the emotion kind of fizzled since then.
And I also don't know why they're bringing in her sister. Like, what's the point of that? Where are we going with that? Like, it's literally Magan 2.
Yeah. I mean, she's even taken pretty much the same appearance.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why do we need another Magon? What is the point of this one? Where is this going to go?
I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those, hey, we need to replace the character, maybe? Like, maybe they're going to send Magon to the future with the Legion of Superheroes.
But they want to have a Martian still. I could see that.
Yeah, like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, and they're doing the classic Beer Fest landfill thing where they're like, well, I look like him, and you know what? You can just call me the same name, and we'll just go from there.
That'd be hilarious. Just call me Magon, too. It's okay. I'm okay with it.
Instead of Emery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that one, like, the thing that made that bit a little frustrating was it was a great scene. Like, it was a fantastic scene. I always enjoy when, like, the good characters really kind of get angry and start showing what they can do when they are angry. Like, I like those scenes, but at first, I was like, wait, what the hell's going on? Like, it
went nowhere. Like, it came out of nowhere. It was just, she breaks the door down. It's like, ah!
Yeah, like, it came out of nowhere and it went nowhere. Because it's like, oh, man, I'm yelling at you. It wasn't him. And then
Andy got away.
Falak is like, I'm Boom Tube.
Everyone has a Boom Tube now, or Zeta Tube, I think they call them.
Yeah, the Zeta Tubes, It's pretty crazy that they were trying to open one giant one between two planets when apparently everyone has their own portable single person tube.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our opinion on this episode of Young Justice. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where this arc is going to go for its next episode. I don't know if we're going to get an episode over Thanksgiving. I don't know.
I think we are.
I think, it's a streaming service.
Exactly.
They don't care, but you'll watch it when you watch it.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we are absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny. That is Dan, and we'll be back next week with another episode of review of Young Justice. Thank you, and see you next time.
Bye, guys.